Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, we're going to try and find the latest mythic troop in the game, Okra'Nos the Sleeper. Right, this was actually changed. This troop sounded massively overpowered before. It was like, anybody that's played Gems of War for any length of time could have told you this was too powerful with its original spell. Something like on 4 matches. Every 4 match, you silence and put curse on a enemy. That's ridiculous. Just get 3 of them with a weapon that entangles a top troop and does some damage at the same time, and you're basically going to win. Because you can silence everybody unless they're invulnerable or immune to silence, and stop them from collecting or doing damage with skulls. So yeah, they wouldn't have been able to collect mana for their spells, so they couldn't cast spells, and they wouldn't have been able to do damage with skulls. You know, that became apparent to me within 5 seconds of seeing that spell. But yeah. Anyway, let's crack open our chests. Going to start off with these 2 random VIP chests that I've got here. This is the absolute best chance. Didn't happen. Fair enough. All good. Next chance is guild chests. Best chance. Let's bust open these 50 at a time. Let's see how lucky we get. One of these is going to be enough. These troops, the way it was before with that ridiculous sounding trait, you'd have only been able to fight that thing with invulnerable troops or troops that are immune to silence in one way or another. But they did change it. But to downgrade it so massively from what it was to what it is now, seems like they kind of really didn't know what they were doing with this. Here it is, because now it still does scatter damage, boosted by cursed and terrified enemies now, and summon 1 to 3 daemons. So this is the traits now: 25% chance to summon an ancient horror on death, reduce damage from skulls by 50%, that's pretty good, and there's now 50% chances to curse and inflict terror on a random enemy when my turn begins. Okay, so curse is good in certain enemies, but the name now doesn't kind of really work with it, because it's kind of Okra'Nos the Sleeper. The idea was it sends people to sleep, makes them quiet, hence the silence thing before, but now it just inflicts terror. Shouldn't it be Okra'Nos the Terrifier or something? Sleeper's got now nothing to do with its spell. It's stupid. The people that make this game sometimes, they just drive your potty. They change these things because it was originally based on its name, obviously. Now they change the spell to do the exact opposite of silence. Rather than put you to sleep, they terrify you, which is making you run away like crazy in screaming fear. The exact opposite of being a sleeper. What the hell? You are leaving the thing. You are getting very sleepy. I don't understand how these things get missed on this game. It's like, who is in charge of these kind of things to not notice something as basic as that? Anyway, with that now a pretty rubbish spell, let's upgrade this thing to full level. Let's go down to... Oh, I went to unowned before because I was looking at the thing. Yes, let's go down to O. Let's find him, get him upgraded. Now, I do often do it like this, but I do like to save my Celestials. So I'll use one of these many Orbs of Wisdom to get that done. And there's that done. And let's get that done. Right, so that is him in the bag. Apparently can send us to sleep, but he's going to do the opposite and make us really awake to the point where we run away absolutely terrified. And let's stick it into a team now and see what we can do. Right, let's look at it in a team then take a look at it as it is right now. Now, the daft thing about this mythic is the devs have kept all the names of the trait and the spell as they were as this was originally planned. If I'm right on this, one of the traits was basically to silence and curse an enemy on a 4 match. Now, the trouble with that is, any experienced player, let alone somebody actually making their game, can tell you straight away, I noticed this within like a few seconds of hearing that is way overpowered. You get 2 or 3 of these in your team, get a 4 match, you're going to silence 3 out of 4 of the enemy straight away. That is absolutely nuts. They can't collect mana, they can't collect spells. Just use a weapon that entangles and does some damage as well, and yeah, you've got a really almost impossible to beat a team there immediately, which is just wrong. So it's like they changed it, which is kind of fair enough, but they've gone from making it stupidly overpowered to stupidly underpowered, and they've kept all the names of this thing when it was based on making you sleepy, like silence and things like that. So we've got unspeakable words, which now does scatter damage boosted by cursed and terrified enemies. Before that had been cursed and silenced enemies, and summon 1 to 3 daemons, but they still call it unspeakable words. Should have been unspeakable terror? Was it so hard to change words to terror? Anyway, we've got Demonic Pact, 24% chance to summon an ancient horror on death. Fair enough. Stone Skin, reduced damage from skulls by 50%. Cool. And Sleeper's Bane. They've still called it Sleeper's Bane, even though it's now 50% chances to curse and or inflict terror on a random enemy when my turn begins. So it's not even curse and terror. It's one or the other. But they've still called it Sleeper's Bane. But hey, it is what it is. So how can we use this thing in a team? Well, for me, we can use the Wand of Stars because we can curse everybody all at once when we do that second option. And we do use purple a lot, so if we get some purple matches, that is good for all our team. And if we get yellow, then that is good for the Wand of Stars. And the other boost is from terrified enemies. So a couple of Ringmasters here is pretty good. Creates a terror gem when my turn begins. So that's pretty sweet because that is purple, if I remember. And basically that means you can match them and charge up the team at the same time, as well as do the terrifying thing. So yeah, so it works well because obviously with those gems being purple as well, when you cast this on the second option to curse the enemies, you're actually going to match purple hopefully at the same time. So it's got a little bit of potential like that, and terrified enemies can just run away, but should maybe been higher than that. It sounds really underpowered now for Mythic costing 24 to cast, but it is what it is. And if we feel lucky, we can maybe do this and then create a load of skulls at the same time. And there's summons everywhere in this team, apart from the hero. So we've got summons on this one, got summon on this one, and of course we got the summon 1 to 3 daemons from Dave himself. I've decided to call him Dave. I've got nothing against people called Dave. I've got a mate called Dave, but it's like, for some reason, I don't know why, he just looks like a Dave to me. So yeah. And we're going to be in Geomancer class for this. Give ourselves a nice 50% start with mana on weapon and Dave. And so we get that 50% start there. We get reduced damage from skulls by 50%. And we can have stuff like Impact. We can have Anti-Magic Sphere. We can have Tactician. Not that that matters too much, but, you know, the other ones are useless. Rock Solid. Cool. Gain a barrier when matching brown gems. Any one of these is good, whichever one you fancy. Stone Mastery is good. Gain a bonus brown when matching brown. You'll do that because you want a barrier at the same time. But we do get those Terror Gems appear as well. So Arcane Surge is good for purple. Or Tree of Knowledge. Gain enchantment matching green gems. May do that just randomly. And Fortitude. So yeah. All good. So, and obviously we get green for the weapon as well, if we want to charge it up. So the banner for this, Old God's Banner, +2 purple is fine. I'm not expecting too much from this. It's the first time I've tried this, but it's one of those mythics that's a bit meh. Went from completely ridiculously overpowered to sounding a little bit rubbish, to be honest. Oops, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Let's find Dave. There you go. Come on, Dave. Let's see what you got, mate. So, I'm going to use one of the stars. I mean, the boost is times 16 on that. There's those Terror Gems, so we've already got a boost of times 16. Oh, but it's not even per gem. What? Oh, they've got to be terrified yet. Of course, the gems are there. Got to terrify me. Oh, I was thinking, there's my gems. Why isn't the boost higher? But yeah, we've got one terrified enemy. I was thinking of terrified gems by mistake. It's still early in the morning. I've only just got up. Right, so even though it is usually better to cast the first option, let's see what happens if we cast the second option and create all those yellow and purple and curse all the enemies at once. So we've done that. Now let's take a look at the boost. So the boost is plus 96. So that's gone up like considerably. And the thing is 71, the normal damage. So that's quite a bit of damage. And of course, when these enemies are terrified, they can just run away. So let's do this. mean, it's still not a lot of damage. It was like, I saw like 40s and stuff like that there then, which isn't that great. I suppose you can wing it with this. Create 5 skulls boosted by Terra Gems. Should we see what happens? Yeah, we set the enemy up. Fantastic. That's the only thing with creation of skulls like that sometimes. It can be a bit random. See how lucky you are, that kind of thing. So we've still got quite a lot of curse and malarkey going on. The boost is still plus 96. So let's do this on the first option now, so we get the bless at the same time. Again, 96 is the boost. Yes, I mean, if you get lucky and some of these terrified enemies just run away, which is kind of the same as a death mark, kind of just killing them, it can be alright. I mean, you can just keep winging it with Wonder Stars, I suppose, see if you get lucky on the charge. You can keep them terrified or charging up at the same time. Let's try this second option again. Make sure got plenty of curse options going on. Oh yes, or you see someone did run off then. If they run off early, I suppose it's okay. But yeah, it's not great. There's certainly far better mythics around, and this feels too expensive at 24 mana cost, to be honest. So yes, let's just try this one. Kind of set them up a little bit. I mean, Midwinter Lycan is another okay one for this. Let's just do the normal option. We did get charged up. And even that wasn't enough with one target to finish them off then. Wow. Let's keep them terrified. The only saving grace for Dave is it is quite funny when people do run off. So that was too slow. That was horrible. Go away, Genie. I'm not interested. So the other way you can try this is Midwinter Lycan. Quite like the idea of maybe trying it with Midwinter Lycan. And this does freeze and terror on a random enemy we're matching 4 or more gems. So let's chuck one of them into the mix and see what happens, because here now we're using extra colours as well, so any overspill from Wonder Stars will actually feed into Midwinter Lycan, and of course Wonder Stars generate loads of 4 matches, so we get freeze and terror on a random enemy we're matching 4 or more gems, and does damage to all, and creates a mix of 16 curse and freeze gems, so that can help the curse at the same time. So come on, Dave, we are, honestly mate, we're trying to make you good, but failing probably. Right, so that's a lot of red at the bottom. That gets our wand up. So we've got someone terrified already. So when the bottom enemy gets terrified and you get lucky, they can just run off. And that's when, you know, it's effective terror. But anyway, should we go for it? There's quite a lot of purple and yellow there. Let's go for it on the second option. Right, so Dave is ready to do his stuff. The boost is 80. So 151 damage altogether. It's still not that massive though, it just isn't. I mean, with Fairy Fire boosting it by 50%, it might be a bit better. Yeah, but it's a good option to pick good chance to pick the second option on Wonder Stars. Because most people usually go for the first option. There's loads of skulls there. Come on, this has to work, doesn't it? Right, here we go. Yes. Yeah, still really, really underwhelming. Getting plenty of hits, and scatter damage does get stronger when there's less enemies, because obviously that damage now spread across 3 opponents right now, or 2 now, as opposed to the whole enemy team as it was earlier. So, we'll get this first. 4 matches are good for Midwinter Lycan to do that freeze and terror. And can chip in with a bit of damage and create all those extra gems as well, which didn't do anything. So let's do the first option on this. Yeah, went from really good, this troop, to really bad. It would have become probably one of the best troops in the game. Because the way it was before, with that, the silence thing on a 4 match, the only way to fight that effectively, if you're up against 3 of them, for example, would have been to have an invulnerable team or a team that's immune to silence. You'd have had to look for those troops specifically, or have a constant cleanse in the team. You know, like Voice of Orpheus would have become really important again. You know, cleansing everybody on a yellow match and is immune to. He's got the standard immunity thing, whatever that was called. It's still early, I can't think. But yeah, Voice of Orpheus. I'll show why I really like Voice of Orpheus as a troop, because he's still the really good counter to Elementalist. Oh, I was looking for Terror earlier. So let's look for Voice of Orpheus again. Where is he? See, this is all like hypothetical now anyway, because it didn't actually happen. But yeah, he's impervious, so immune to all status effects. That would include silence, but cleanse all allies when matching yellow gems. So it would have, you know, shock horror, made the game a bit sort of strategic again. I mean, yes, people would have had to change their team to counter it, but people have to change their team to counter things like Elementalist and that now anyway. Because, you know, there's something, you know, when you face a triple tack Shaka team, you have to change your team to face that, or give you a chance against that. When you fight other teams, you have to change your team around to counter it, to give yourself a better chance. Like, so I'm not against that troop, Dave, being as he was before, because it would have meant basically you just got to use strategy to beat it. Pick a team to make it useless. If someone went 3 times Dave and stuff like that, then you just pick a team that counters it, you know, with Voice of Orpheus or something, to get their constant cleanse, or everybody that's impervious or invulnerable, so it becomes useless and just a lower amount of scatter damage. In a way, there was no need to actually change it, because all the devs have done here, I think, is basically kind of pander to the kind of people that play this game that don't want to use strategy. They just want to have the ease of just pick damage to all teams, you know, just attack Shaka, Stellarix, Chrysanthrax, them kind of things all the time. They don't require any thought or strategy to actually get a win. So it's a bit of a shame it got changed, because it could have been fun. But as it is, not very good. Right, let's get this curse going. Let's take away those submerges. Stick in some damage. Booster's 128, so that's like nearly 200. It's still only like 50 odd. It sounds a lot, but it's not. It's only like 50 odd per troop. And there's much lesser troops that do that kind of damage. And you've got to sort of work at it as well a bit as well. It's not like a natural flowy team, this one. So yeah, overall, I'm not a fan of Dave, unfortunately. Dave would have been good as he was before, but now he's a bit janky, shall we say. And that's the problem with the second option on Wonder Stars. Sometimes it can fail. So yeah, certainly a non-essential mythic. Come on, we've got this terror going on and no one's running off. Let's get that cleanse for ourselves. I mean, you can chip in with Midwinter Lycan as well. See, someone did run off and in terror there, but yeah, all round, not a very good mythic and absolutely long way from essential. And yeah, I think that would do for that. But yeah, would have been great as it was before, but got instantly nerfed, and they left the name of the spell and the traits the same based on his sleepy ability, which is now no longer there. But there it is, there's the video. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you press that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.